FYI. But the brush itself valued at $20. This brush is everything. First of all, I mean, I use concealer brushes sometimes all over my face. They're so incredibly helpful. And then this is the Hydragel technology, so pure pigment in a really lightweight texture and full coverage, of course, because it is a concealer. And it is also customer top rated, which means it's super loved. Yay. Alrighty, so let's conceal away. Where are you going to be concealing?
All over the place. So I did get a long way. So I like to do concealer after my foundation because I like to see how far my foundation got me and then use the concealer to, you know, add any places that I need a little extra help. And I like to do it after my brows because it just adds a little more definition to that brow area.
Now, are you using the same shade in the concealer that you do your foundation?
Yes, and I actually picked up the wrong one. Yes, you can do either or. So I say, when in doubt, just get the same shade. It will match perfectly. If you wanted to do a little more of like a highlight and contour look, you can do a little bit, or one shade down to highlight. But if you're really just looking to conceal, stick with the same shade. I'm gonna use the same shade. I just put a little bit on the back of my hand here.
Which is tan for you, right?
Tan, yes. It's a little difficult because I have all these brow shades on here, but I just put a little on the back of my hand, and that's a lot. But then I'm gonna use the denser side of this double-ended brush. You get a fluffier side and a denser, more precise side. I'm gonna dip a little in. I don't need too much. And I like to put it on the back of my hand first because I like to warm up any product that I'm applying with a brush. Warm it up a little on the back of my hand. And then I will show you how I sculpt around my brows since I just did my brows. So I'm really just going to trace around what I already did. And this is great for any mistakes you might have made, or this is where those stragglers that you might not have time to tweeze, this is where it's gonna help you out because you're gonna get rid of those by concealing away. So not only does this hide, you know, imperfections, such as dark circles or age spots or blemishes, but also can clean up some stray hairs.
Nice.
I want to
We'll just remind everybody that we are chatting in our Beauty IQ Facebook chat. So if you have any questions for Mel about Doll 10, about the products, about the formulas, about application, this is a great avenue for you. Just go to Beauty IQ's Facebook page and you'll see us chatting there on the live stream. Ooh, that looks nice.
Yeah, just sculpt it out.
Now I'm just getting a little bit of concealer under my eye area, and I just popped it over. I already had foundation on, but you can really see it. It's just on this eye and above this eyebrow, and I don't have it on this one yet. So you can kind of see the difference in just the brightness there. Doing the same thing that Mel's doing, putting it on the back of the hand, and then I just kind of draw it into like a little triangle, like that.
Nice. I love it. Love your technique.
Learned from you. Love that. And then I just take that smaller side to blend in, and then I take the bigger side and just kind of smooth it all out so it doesn't look like a severe triangle.
So that is called the triangle of light. So you're creating light.
And love.
And you want to create focus to that part of your face so that triangle of light will really brighten. And then an area where I have a lot of concerns is in this inner corner and then under my eyes. I have so many dark green veins that this is where I don't have too much texture issues, so usually my foundation will get me far enough in terms of coverage on most of my face, but around my eye area is where I really need, especially this concealer, because it has these soft focus microspheres. So what it's gonna do is gonna blur away any imperfections that you have. And I'm gonna take it all the way from my bottom lash line down into that triangle of light.
Nice. We have a question in our Facebook chat wondering if we can put the concealer on our eyelids, or do you recommend an eye primer instead?
I prefer to put my concealer on my lids. So you just saw me do it. The concealer is going to, like I said, get rid of any blue-green undertones you might have, get rid of any discoloration, and really blend it all out. It's that perfect base for your shadow, and it will make your shadow a little more vibrant if you lay down concealer, I think, instead of a clear or sheer primer.
Alrighty, well Rosie was asking which shades I'm wearing. I'm wearing the tan in my foundation. I chose the medium in the concealer only because I wanted, I knew where I was putting it, which was under my eyes, and I wanted that light like you were talking about, Mel. So I wanted it to be just a little bit lighter. But Rosie, a lot of times I'll do exactly what Mel did, and I'll use the same shade in my concealer as my foundation. I think that's a great place to start. Remember, we have free exchanges here at BDIQ, so if you want to, you know, try out your shade and then you think, oh, maybe I want to do a little bit lighter, I want to get the pop of light under my eyes, you can exchange it. Or I always say it's nice to kind of have some options. So I'm wearing a tan in the foundation right now, so my ideal kind of prescription for myself would be to have a medium and a tan concealer in my makeup bag. That's what I would recommend. Mel, can we see the shades? Do you have those swatched?
Yep.
Awesome.
Do it. So, woo, there we go. It's really hard to put it on my arm. Okay, so this is fair. That's the lightest shade. So that is for porcelain skin tones. So lightest of light, fair skin tone. You're gonna go for the fair. Then we're gonna jump to medium because we are on wait lists for light. So medium is going to be a yellow undertone, so a little bit warmer. And this is actually our most popular shade. So if you're doubting which shade to get, go with the medium. It's gonna be your safest bet. And then the tan, which is what I'm in, and you can see my face is much darker than my arm because this looks dark on my arm. So that's also a yellow undertone. And then we move to deep, which is our darkest shade, and that is a red undertone.
Well, in all fairness, Mel, the inside of the arm is much lighter than the other side of the arm.
So
normally,
true.
like in
all
real,
of my
regular
tan
life.
is out there. Look
Yeah.
at that difference. So there you go.
Well, after the show, what were we going to talk? Oh, we were going to talk dry shampoo. We can also talk faux tan after the show.
Yes, please.
We should just record the post-show combo.
Yeah, right? Sounds like it's going to be great.
I know, it sounds fabulous. All right, so why do you think that this is such a customer favorite?
So I think it's because, the hydrogel technology, we're able to suspend 40% more pigments into this gel formula than traditional concealers because it's so lightweight. It will actually hold the pigment so you get that coverage, but it doesn't feel super heavy like a really thick cream or something that would normally provide a lot of coverage. So you get the coverage you need for any imperfection that you have, dark circles, blemishes, age spots, dark spots, but it feels lightweight and feels like it's one with your skin, and it dries down to this really beautiful finish. You could touch your skin right away.
Well put, my friend. You know what? I'm kind of in love with Hydragel anything, and it is funny because every time I wear Hydragel, just, you know, out and about in my regular day life, people always say, your skin looks nice.
Oh yeah, tons of compliments.
Yeah.
Compliments for days.
Compliments for days. Not gonna complain about that. Okie dokie. So we're moving into the eyeshadow palette. We love this one because it's a pro nude eyeshadow palette that's poured powders. Everything beautiful, all in one palette. Look at this, beauties. 12 different colors, some matte, some shimmer, a little bit of something for everybody here. You have your base colors, you have your transition colors, you have that pop of color, you can do the smoky eye if you want to. Just about everything is available. $39 for the palette alone, but you're also getting the brush that goes along with it. This brush makes it so easy. Doris has taken the guesswork out of applying your eyeshadows when you use this palette. Okay, so poured powder. What is that, Mel?
So what that means is that it's not like a traditional eyeshadow palette where the eyeshadow starts as a powder and then it's just compacted and pressed really firmly into the wells. So instead, they start their life as a liquid and they are poured into the palette. So technically, they're liquid or cream, if that makes more sense, shadows, but since they're poured into this palette, the result is more of a powdery application. So it's super easy to apply, but you get the beautiful vibrancy and wear of a cream or a liquid shadow.
Yeah, without the fallout.
Yes, and can I just say there's nothing more fun than opening a fresh one of these and it's like, oh.
You know, it's
like,
so funny you
so
say that because every time I open this, I feel like it should sing.
I know, it's just so pretty. And mine at home, I use it every single day, so it's like looking a little dirty, but the fresh one is just beautiful. I like want a new one just because it makes me
You're
happy.
like, I haven't even hit pan and I want a new one.
I know, it's just a little
But
thing.
I love that you said you use it every day because when I look at this palette, I feel like this is a 360